Hello there, in this video we're going to build a file upload component for our design system, so let's go. Right, let's go back into here and let's go into assets, let's type in icon slot. Let's just drag and drop one of these inside this container. Let's go to file and let's just double click inside and let's change this from chevron down to upload. There we go. And we can delete out the old one there. I'm just going to go through the default state and ensure we have applied spacing variables correctly. Okay, so I have duplicated the default state. Let me just select both of these and go up here to create multiple components, and let's combine as variants. And let's give this component a name of file upload. Okay, let's give this a name of states. And let's just give this an auto layout, so Shift A. Let's change it to a vertical auto layout. And let's just adjust the spacing. Okay, so now that's done, that one is default, and let's just do this as drag over. Okay, so now they're unique. We just drag a copy of this just here. So now we just need to update the drag over state. So we go to, let's just double check what we used. So the fill is neutral 20. Okay, and the stroke is neutral 900 2 pixels. So let's go in here. Go settings, change from dashed to solid, go into the color, go to neutral 900, and now let's change that from 1 to 2 pixels. Okay, that's good, so let's delete that out. Okay, let me just duplicate this area. Let's just delete this component for the moment. Delete those states, and let's just reset these here. And let me just option click and drag these to the page. Okay, and let's just rename this to upload list. Okay, let's add in a sentence here for the upload list. Okay, so it displays a list of selected files with names, sizes, and options to remove before uploading. And now we've got some different states here. Okay, so let's go in and let's configure our first one. Let's just paste that inside the container. Okay, let's rename that to upload, and let's just go in and let's just see the structure here. Okay, so we've got a container, we've got content, and we've got some icons here. So let's go in and let's swap these out for our icon slot. So let's go in here, let's drag that to there, press enter once, let's go here, type check, there we go. There's that one. Let me just double check what we were using here. So it's success 500, let's do the same. Okay, let's delete out the old one. Go back to file, let's double check where we are. So file details, so we've got our file name, we have file size, if I can spell correctly, file size, and let's just go across here and let's just select this trash can and replace it with an icon slot. There it is. Let's double click inside, let's just type trash, and there we go. Delete out the old one, and that's now replaced with the new design system icon. I'm just going to check through this item and check for spacing and typography variables. Okay, I think that's fine. Let's copy that out. Let's press Command Option K, create a component. I'm going to duplicate it, and let me just right click, detach, and then just press Command Option K again. Select both of these items, combine as variants, and let's just rename this property to states. So we have the first one, that can be success. And the second one we will do as loading, which we'll do next. Let's go in here, let's press Shift A, and let's change that to a vertical layout. Let's also set that to hug, and let's apply some spacing variables as well. Okay, that's good. I'm just going to steal the states from here, paste them in, and just adjust the spacing. Okay, let's add in those three. So we've got success, we've got loading, and we've got error. Okay, let's just make sure these are named correctly. Okay, they're good. Let's click on the plus and let's just add the error one in as well, ready. So let's go to our next one. Let's click in, let's go to the icon, click one more time, and let's do loading. There we go. And let's go into the error. And let's go in one more time. There we go. And let's search for cross. Okay, let's change the colors. So that can be neutral 600. The error can be error 500, and let's just change this text as well to error 500, and I'm just going to copy out this text here to reuse here. just applied the variables to the typography here as that was missing. I'm just going to tighten up the text. I might actually zero it out so they're nice and tight together. Let's go here. I think from memory we are using, yeah, neutral 400 and neutral 600 here. Okay, let's just adjust that to 0. Okay, that tightens that up. Okay, I don't think we need these old examples, so we can get rid of those. Okay, I'm just going to update the heading here as well, because this is actually upload item, because that's what I've called the component. Let's just take a copy of this component and let's just option click and drag it into the test area. So I would quite like it if I could somehow embed this list inside, so you can kind of turn it on and off if you want to show the files that you've uploaded. Currently we can't do that, so let's just have a look at the structure. So I need to just adjust this ever so slightly. Okay, what I'm going to do is just adjust the layer structure ever so slightly. So I'm going to rename this to content. I'm going to Shift A, wrap content in container, and now I'm going to style the container, not this default state, with the stroke or the background. Let's just take these settings. So let's add a stroke. Let's add it as neutral 600. Let's just amend the spacing as well. So let's adjust that. Just going to take off the rounded corners there on the top level. Just going to go to the container. Let's round those corners. Now let's just have a look. So it's 1 pixel dashed. So let's go, yeah, dash 12. So let's remove it from there. Go to the container. 1 pixel dashed 12. Okay, that's that one done. Okay, so because I've redone that structure, let me just redo the drag over state. So let's click on the plus, scroll up, do drag over, and let's just go in and let's just copy what we need. So it's neutral 900 for the border. Just make sure that is in fact named drag over. Going in here to the container, neutral 900, 2 pixels, and let's change that from dashed to solid. We just need the background, which is neutral 20. Okay, neutral 20. Let's delete the other one. Okay, there we go. Hopefully that is now correct. Okay, I'm just going to rework this sentence here. So the upload item, which is what the component is now called, so it displays each uploaded item with its name, size, status such as loading, error or success, and an option to remove it before uploading. I think that better reflects what this is. So let's go in here, let's take the success, let's go into the default, let's go inside and let's just see. So I do actually want another frame, but I don't want it there. Okay, great. So it's just below this component here. Now let me just paste inside one of these items. Let's just make sure this is set to fill and also set to hug. So let's just Shift A so we can use this as a guideline on the left, what's happening. So we definitely need some more spacing between these items here. Okay, let's just duplicate out that a little bit more. Okay, so let's set some spacing variables. So it's 8 pixels between. We'll zero out the left and right padding, but let's add 8 pixels top and bottom. Potentially even more actually, because it feels very, very tight. So let's try 16, let's go 24. I think what we'll do is we'll do 24, but I don't need 24 on the bottom. So let's just remove that for now. Okay, so I'm happy with this structure. We've got a file upload at the top, and then we've got all the files that we've uploaded at the bottom. So that is good. Let's go in here, and by default, I don't really want these files to be shown. So let's go to Appearance, and let's click on the plus, and let's set this value to false, and we'll just name this as files. I'll create the property, that hides it. So if I go over to here to the testing area, scroll up, so I've got my different states. I've got drag over, I've also got default, and on default I can hover my list. And what I actually might do is I might just copy and paste that in to the drag over as well, just so we've got consistency. So let's go between the lists. So yeah, we can turn it on and off for both. So drag over or default, and if we want to show the files we can. Okay, that works really well. Okay, what I'll also do, clicking on the component file upload, I'm going to click on properties, click on the plus, I'm going to go to nested instances, and I'm just going to tick the boxes for these upload items. And now if I just close that, and if I go here, and what it does in this panel level, I can go to any specific upload item. So let's go to the third one, and then I can change the state. So I can go to loading, or I can change it to error. Whatever I need for that particular item, I am just going to go into this component and structure the state. So I've got success, loading, and error in that order. Okay, so hopefully going between drag over and files, we've got enough flexibility between all the different elements of the component. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to change these buttons from primary to secondary. And the reason why is this isn't going to be a standalone component. It's probably going to be part of a page, a modal, some step that you're taking the user through. And there's probably going to be an action button beneath it. So let's add an example section here to our page so we can see how we could use this component. Okay, I've added an example section down here, and I've added a sentence saying an example showing the file upload component paired with an action button to trigger the upload process. So let's go ahead and let's take our default. Let's copy that in, let's paste it, and what's probably going to happen is you're going to pair it with a button, and it's going to be a primary button. Let's just adjust this to vertical. Okay, I'm just going to shrink down this container ever so slightly, and we'll set that to fill as well. So it depends on your page, it depends on your modal, where it's going to be used, but I think this is probably a solid example to start with. So you would have the file upload here, you would have the ability to drop the files in, to browse for the files. Okay, so let's just turn on the files. I'm not sure that these widths are set correctly. Let me just set them to fill. Okay, let me go up here. Let me just double check inside the components of files, and let me just select each of these, set them to fill. Yeah, because we didn't have the delete showing. Let me just do the same here. So files, let me just set the width to fill. Do the same for each upload item, set them to fill. Okay, that should fix that. Alright, so here's the example. Let me just click off, get rid of my menus as well. So the example showing the file upload component paired with the action. So you've uploaded 4 files, they have successfully uploaded, and now you're good to go. You can click on upload and it will upload those files to the website, the platform, whatever it is that you're using. Alright, I think we've made great progress. Let's go back and tidy up the page. So I don't think we need anything else over here. So we've got our defaults, multiple files, error, documents uploaded, our examples there, and that's an example variant there. Let's delete that area. Let's click on the page and double check for color, spacing, and typography variables. Okay, I think the page looks good. I am just going to put an underscore on this upload item section because I don't want to use that outside of this component for now. So let's just collapse the page, let's lock it, let's go into assets, let's go to libraries, and let's click on publish, and let's add some notes. Okay, let's click on publish. Okay, and there we go. That component is now available to use in our UI kit. Okay, let's jump over to our research file to see what we've got left to do. Let's go to the wireframes and let's go over to this page. Okay, so looking at our get in touch page, we've done a lot of things. I think we've got most of these components. The one that we don't have yet is this, but I'm actually thinking of swapping this out. So instead of what do you need help with and then having all these kind of different cards, so I'm just going to change it out for a select component. So it's something we're probably going to need later on anyway on the checkout. So where we have country here, so you can click on the drop down and select from a number of different options. So yeah, I think that will be the last part to our contact page. So what we'll do in the next video, we'll create a select component that we can use across our different pages in our UI kit. Okay, that's it for this video. Thanks for getting to the end. So like and subscribe, add some comments, all of those things, and I will see you in the next video. Have you subscribed? No licking the camera, please. Very good.
Can you take me higher? Higher, higher.